Good morning, Sqwim. It's nice to be back. My name is Jane Pryne. I'm the interim superintendent for the Sequim School District. And today I have a very special guest, Ned Flater. Now, Ned has worked in the district before, and then he left, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about that. And now he has returned to us. So, Ned, I'm going to start out with a little icebreaker. If money was no object, what would your dream vacation be?
Well, that's a tough question. I've traveled all over the world in my previous life, and I really enjoyed New Zealand. And if I had an opportunity to go back there, I probably would do that. I think my wife would enjoy that as well. From there, jump off back to Antarctica. I've been to Antarctica, and it's an incredible place to experience and to be a part of, and one of the last great wilderness areas in the world.
Wow. So makes Sqwim seem kind of small, doesn't it? Since you've been out in the big world on different places, what brought you to Sqwim?
Well, my wife and I was in the military for 20 years, and I did federal service for another 13 years, and we've never really had a community of our own. We've always had to move around and kind of chase the profession that I was in as a survival instructor. And we just fell in love with Sqwim. Back in 2004, I was doing some work up here for the federal government and fell in love with Port Angeles and Sqwim. Had never been here before, and told my wife, if we ever get an opportunity, let's move there. And in 2015, we had that opportunity, and we took it.
Great. Thank you. So would you please let our listeners know what your new role and responsibilities are here in the Sequim School District?
Well, I transitioned from Willapa Valley as the principal down there to here as the program coordinator for the highly capable program. I'm taking over after Jody Olson had served faithfully in that position for several years. And really my responsibilities and role is to help facilitate for the district to the various school buildings and their staff and their students, the highly capable program in a way that helps kids in that niche really achieve their highest good and their highest learning potential.
Great, thank you. And why did you want to return to the Sequim School District? Because, as you said, you were a principal in Willapa Valley, and you did move back to the area. I think you were commuting, though, weren't you?
I was. Every weekend I would drive from Willapa Valley up here, and then Monday morning early. It's about a 3.5, 4 hour drive back down. And so in 2 years, I put 65,000 miles on my vehicle. I really enjoyed Willapa Valley. They were an incredible community down there and a great staff. Very challenging, obviously, for the last 2 years with COVID and so forth. However, I think for me, Tina and I have never really felt a part of any community, much like we felt a part of Sqwim. And we've always, even when I went to Willapa Valley, our goal was to come back to Sqwim at some point in our life. And the opportunity presented itself. And so I was able to do that.
Well, wonderful. We are very happy to have you back. So you were here for how many years before you left?
4 years.
4 years, and then you left for 2, and now you're back. So we are excited because you have been meeting with Jody Olson, and she's been mentoring you, but I don't know that you need a lot of mentoring. I think she was just kind of giving you the nuts and bolts of the highly capable program, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I just want to do a quality job for the district and the kids. That's what's most important to me, is that all kids, we talk about all kids being exceptional. But all kids, I really want them to reach their potential as exceptional, and that's a mark that's hard to do, and that really drives me as a teacher, as an educator, as an administrator. I want to be of service to our kids and their families.
Great. And one last question: how will you envelop belonging within your work with our high cap students and families?
Well, I think belonging is probably key to success, because until somebody feels like they belong, they never really have that high level of self-esteem or the ability to achieve their highest good. And so for me, belonging always goes back to relationships and building authentic and genuine relationships. And that starts with open communication, being willing to accept feedback, whether positive or constructive. It's all good for me. And so I really want to start by building those authentic relationships with the teaching staff, the administrators, the parents, and the students in the program. and get to know them in a way that is, genuine. And I think that really will begin to bring a sense of belonging. I left Sqwim. I felt like I belonged here. I felt like I belonged back here. That's what brought me back here, and I really want it to be a good experience for the kids as well. I want them to feel like they belong to something, to someone, and their parents as well. They're not just customers to me. They're real human beings, and so relationally, I think that's how I'm going to approach it.
Great, thank you. And one of the overarching goals that we have this year is that 100% of our students, families, and staff feel like they belong to the Sequim School District. So we want to thank you very much for your part in our belonging goal, Ned, and it is great to have you on board. And here we go for the 21-22 school year. Have a great Friday, Sqwim.
Thank you for joining us today, and have a fantastic Friday, Sqwim.